Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhamman sanghang namasami. Hello friends, I'm Venerable Medhavi from Thapoarana, Pasyala, Sri Lanka. It is a fine morning and in the early morning, this is not like early today, but we're doing our segment called Mindful Momentum, and it's based on Buddhist philosophy, and through that I'm trying to give you the guidance to solving everyday problems. So today also I have a good topic to talk with you and share my insight. Actually today I'm going to share my own life experiences with you, and it is about facing the challenges. The challenges words are it is not like an uncommon word for us, because most of the time we are facing the challenges in our life. For me personally, I face this challenge from my birth. Actually, my mom and my family member says I was born as a seven month baby, so which means the next 3 months was a bit of a hard for me, but I survived. After that I became a monk when my age was 24, and at that time actually my family members and parents are not agree with that, but I did not care about it anyway because I was willing to sacrifice my life as a Buddhist monk, because I wanted to meditate, because I wanted to stay in the jungle mostly alone. That's what my dream was before. And I started my journey at Madakata Forest Monastery in Sri Lanka, India. And my teacher was Ampiti Mangala. He already passed away though, but he gave me good proper guidance to achieve my goals. One time I remember when I wanted to go to the jungle, it was like a bit hard for me because my teacher was so kind to me at that time, and it was very hard, very heartbroken moment, I could say. But in the end, I finally trying to say that I wanted to go to the jungle to stay alone without staying in the monastery with my teacher, but that word did not came out from him. But my teacher assumed what I wanted to say, and he gave me the permission. He told me, okay, son. He usually called me son. Actually, he called everybody son. And he says, you can go and you can fulfill your destiny. That's what he says. Plus, he says one very specific. It's not a warning. Actually, it's a great advice I got from him. He told me not to lose your mindfulness. At that time, actually, I don't know about mindfulness at all, and I did not thought that mindfulness is the key to overcome every challenges in my life. But anyway, after I went to the Laggala forest, it called Knuckles, maybe you know. It's in middle of the Sri Lanka, and it's rainforest, kind of rainforest, and it's a very deep jungle actually. The place I went was called Galabada, and it was a cave. And in that area, the people are so compassionate, so kind, and they do want to take care of the monks, especially if someone who doing meditation. They call us meditating monks, in Sinhala tapas hamuduru. So they like us lot, because we are we are doing something different. We are living in the jungle alone and doing meditating. And sometimes when we give in the talk, it's all about meditations and things like that. And people do want to support us and help us. Sometimes they brought food into our place, and sometimes we go to their places. In one occasion, I remember it was like 2011 or 12th, maybe between that. I had opportunity to go to another monk's place, because he has made another hut, I could say, to bring food for the people. We living in the jungle alone. When we living in the jungle alone, it was take quite a bit of time to go to the jungle, roughly around maybe 45 to 1 hour or more than that. So because of that reason, most of the forest monks are usually doing make another separate hut far away from the kuti, but close to the village. Okay, that we call the Dhanasala, dining hall. And that monk also has made those kind of things. And we went to that place, and it is very very simple place actually. There are 3 walls made by mud, and and a roof. That's it. And there is a very very small and very natural place to sit. And there is a one place like a table to keep the foods and this and that things. So I went to that place with another couple of monks, and they also came from different places where we living in the jungle at that time in Lagala. And people came, and we did the ceremony. It called Sangika. After that, I came back to my place where I live. I can choose. I can come. Uh, I can come if I wanted to by foot or by bus, on foot or by bus. Okay. So if I come on foot, if I walk to my place from that monk's place, it will take like 5 to 7 hours, and it is like a little bit of rough. So I choose to go by bus, because there is one bus go from the village where I was in the morning, and come after that in the evening. So I was target on that bus. And at that time also, actually it was like April time before the ceremony. It was like April 11th or 12th. Vehicles are not on the road at that time, so I have to wait from the morning up until like 4 o'clock or something. At that time only one vehicle came, and I came with that vehicle near to my place. But I have to walk, because I missed the bus to the Galabada. And from the road to the Galabada, I think it will have like 12 kilometers, something like that, maybe less. But when I was in the village, the village people told me, Bante, if you go to city, maybe you don't have to come on the road. Okay, maybe you can follow the river, because that river is going next to my cave. So I thought maybe today I wanted to go with the river. Okay, because they says it will only take 1 hour or something. I thought, okay, now if it's like a 6 p.m. or maybe 7 p.m., I will be at my kuti. That is easy. All right, I will do that. Then I start walking through the river. But at that time, as a very young monk, I had so much fear to stay in the jungle, especially for the dark, and especially for the elephants and the animals, because they are jungle animals. So many of the stories what I heard was not good. Everything they says like animals are very dangerous for the monks, especially for the monks. So these kind of fears like came around, like came across me. It was like a phobia or something, and I was so afraid at that time. But I I can't help. I have no another choice. I have to go through that river path through the jungle anyway. So when I go there, a couple of people met me, and they asked me, Bante, where are you going? And I replied, I'm going to Galabada. Oh, it is far away from here. Oh, it will take a couple of hours to go. Really? Yeah. So then they asked me, do you have any flashlight? I replied, no, I don't have any. So they gave me one candle. Okay, one candle and max matches, something like that. And do you know, getting dark is more quicker inside the jungle than the village, if we compare with it, because jungle is covered with the trees, so it is more darker. So when I go to the jungle next to the path, next to the river, and it was like so much dark, I was kind of like afraid, because when I was young, people says you are going to be afraid because your horoscope says that you will see those things and you will hear those things, and these kind of memories came across me and make me more anxious actually. So I was walking at the night, and at the time that fear also came to me. It was a bit of a challenge for me, but I don't have any other choices because I can't go back, because village is not nearby. And in the other hand, now I have came little bit longer inside inside the jungle, so which means maybe I am now getting closer to my monastery or my place where I live. That's what I thought. So then I fire my candle which I had, and start working with that candle light. But after a little bit walking through the jungle, that candle was finished, and I started burning with my stuff. First of all, I had a towel to wash my hands or so forth, and I start to I broke a little bit of a stick and wrap around that towel in that stick, then fire it up, then work with that fire, that light. Okay, it was like so much dark, and in that jungle there are so many holes they have dig to find the minerals. So people says if you go to the jungle, maybe you will end up in a hole, and nobody can find it because it's covered with the grass. And one time I do remember there was one huge animal. I think it's elephant maybe, and I did not touch them. But I was very close by them, and I got very dark smell of their like dirty smell I got. because of them, I guess. And the thing is, if it has some kind of light, I could have run. But at that time, I could not run because I don't have any lights. I only had that small piece of cloth which I fired up, and it also burning when I waving, not after that. So I burned one of my towel. Next, it was my bathing cloth. Then after, it was like like a shirt we using it. We call it ansakade. And still I didn't came to the place I am living, where I was. So then I broke my sangati. Sangati means we have three robes. One is Uttara Sangha, which means one layer robes. Another one is double layer robes. Another one is we are for under our under our stomach or something. So I got my sangati, the double layer robe, and cut it for 5 pieces. Start burning it up, and then I go through the jungle without seeing any roads or whatever. But I was like focused with the sounds of the river, okay, because it's next to me. But after a couple of hours, I thought maybe this is not the correct path. This is not the correct path. Maybe I missed something. Then I trying to think about it, what happens. So then I realized, in the dark, the animals and everybody's are going to sleep. So which means nobody are making any noises. So that means that the river sounds I can listen like nearby, but it's not near with me. So then I realized maybe I have go far away from the river, thinking that I am near the river. So then I start to go to the river side, and finally I found that river and start to walk through the river to up on the mountain to find my place to where I live. And finally I got the village, and people will laugh at me because I almost burned myself and covered with ashes in my whole body. But at that time I realized one thing: if I fear with my challenges, if I don't face to my challenges, I could not survive at that time. I had an idea about mindfulness at that time. That's why I like about the mindfulness actually, because mindfulness is about facing it, not hiding from it. Okay, so the mindfulness really meaning is seeing without judgment. So which means I have to face my challenges without putting any another thoughts or any idea onto it. So that's what I trying to do when I was alone in the jungle, without any flashlight or without any support or help at all. So that's why I am saying, my dear friends, if you have to face the challenges, if you have to face the challenges, don't be afraid. Try to face it with mindfulness. When you be mindfulness with your challenges, you will understand what kind of solutions now you can get, or how you be happy with your challenges. All right, how you be happy with your challenges. The thing is, most of the time when we have something to face or some challenges, we are getting frustrated or anxious or afraid. especially, and we may think it can destroy ourselves or something like that. But if you see clearly about that situation, you will notice nothing to afraid of actually, because this everything are created by our mind. Especially when I walking through that jungle, when I hear some sounds, if I thought it is animal come to me, yeah, it is. It can be in my mind, but it's in reality it is not like that. Maybe another jungle animals are walking from me to other side. Maybe they afraid to me more than I do to them. So these kind of new insights you will get if you face your challenges directly with it. These are the things actually we will learn when we practicing mindfulness in our daily basis. That's why I'm saying mindfulness is the key to overcome our challenges and any difficult moments, any difficulties. It is quite simple actually. In order to practicing mindfulness, you don't have to change your religion or shave your head like I did, and change your personality or change where you live. You don't have to do those kind of things. Only you have to do is only you need to do is just try to be mindful when you do those kind of things. When you do like that, you will understand what kind of challenges now you have, and what kind of solutions you can get, you can make to get through with it. Okay, you can get through with it. I had another experience as well, as a monk. After I realized about after I discovered, I could say, mindfulness is the key to be success, I was trying to find a person who talk with it. Unfortunately, my friends at the time, they did not accept my idea because they thought also the same, because most of the time in Sri Lanka mostly the meditation is about thinking. They says if you have lust or something, you have to think about the 32 body parts, and that is the only solution. And if you have hatred or something, yeah, you have to think about friendly thoughts. That is the only solution most of the time they are teaching us, and so forth. There are a lot more than that. So these kind of ideas, these kind of ideas, I was trapped with the chain of thoughts all the time. And at the time I had another habit, I could say, to read the Buddha's stories or the Buddha's talks, and try to memorize those things. And finally I found the solution for that too. But that everything makes my mind more workable and more stressful, I could say, actually, because it's all the time it's thinking. It is not relaxed. So that's why I was trying to find a solution to overcome these kind of situations. That's why finally i I realized the mindfulness is the key. The mindfulness isn't about thinking with it, but it is about understanding what is going on right now. Just stay with it. So it is really great actually. So what I did was, I was trying to find a person who accept this mindfulness idea. And finally I found a book called Mindfulness in Plain English by Bante Henepala Gunaratana. And that book was really great actually. Since that book, I thought he's my teacher as well. Actually, I had a wish to meet him one day, but still I could not do it. But luckily last year, I had a chance to talk with him on phone. That was really grateful moment with me, for me personally. and it was like I had a, how I say, yeah, I had a, you know, like world class trophy, something like that, you know. Anyhow, after I read his book, the Mindfulness in Plain English, then I thought maybe I wanted to find someone who talk about the mindfulness practice. Then I start walking. We call it charika. We just take what we really want, like 8 requisites we usually using, and uh, walking on the road. Okay, so when I start to go, we start going in that way. We usually staying in some different places. Maybe some temples are allowing us to stay, sometimes not, and sometimes if there are any abandoned places, and or like next to the river or the next to the huge tank, or cemetery especially, are the great place to stay when we walking. Okay, so one time I had another challenge to stay in a cemetery. As a young monk, I was very afraid to do that, so because in my mind, I was a little child at that time. In my mind, okay, I was afraid to the cemetery. I don't know why or what are the reasons behind. But at that time, when I'm practicing as a practitioner of the mindfulness, I thought maybe I wanted to face this fear and find out why I am afraid to stay in the cemetery, and what are the reasons behind. So I went to that place, and that place also very quiet. Yeah, because nobody nobody want to stay near the cemetery, and there was a hall also, and the place where I can sleep, it's like a bed. They used to put the coffin on them, on that. But anyway, it was great place for me personally. So I went to that place. I think it was like a 2 p.m. or something, and couple of people came to me and asked, "Why are you doing here? What are you doing here? And what do you want?" Uh, Something like that. They thought maybe I was like trying to find dead people's bone or something, you know. That's what they thought before. But I told them, no, I am just a forest monk, and I am walking through this village, and I wanted to go somewhere else, and today I am very tired, and this is a great place to stay. That's why I am staying here. And they invited me to stay in their houses, but I thought it's not a good idea for a monk to do that. And I wanted to I wanted to ඇතරම කියනනම් පුතේ මේ දේශනාව සිංහලෙන් මීට කලින් කළා මම. ඒ දේශනාව අපේ channel එකේ තියෙනවා මීට කලින් කරපු දේශනාවක් විදිහට. මේ ඒකෙම ඉංග්‍රීසියට. හොඳේ? alright. So then they helped me to clean that place, and they gave me uh, some tea and something, and some mat also. So then I tried to stay in that cemetery place. When at that night, I had a little lamp they gave me, which they gave me, and that fear also started to come to me, you know, because I was afraid to stay in the cemetery alone. Okay. So as a mindfulness practitioner, I start to see that fear, why I am fearing, what are the reasons behind. So then that fear come because of the sounds most of the time, and if I open my eyes because of something I see. So I thought maybe I wanted to close my eyes, because if I do that, so I don't have to worry about what I'm seeing. So I close my eyes and uh, start to listen what I'm hearing. And at that time, I heard someone digging. someone digging on the hole. So first of all, the first thought came across to me is, oh, maybe that dead people are coming. It's like a zombie. Oh, maybe they are coming. But at that time, I lose my mind. That's why I start to thought. All right, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Actually, the mindfulness isn't about thinking. It's about just hearing or seeing or understanding or feeling. That's it. Not go far away from that, not go far away from the present moment, not just stay in the present moment. So I thought, no, I don't have to think about it. S- still I wanted to again, I wanted to listen what I'm hearing. So then I start to listen again. Then I heard some mice sounds. Okay, mice sounds, and it was like that huge mouse or mice, they are digging that dead people's holes. Maybe they are looking for some food or something like that. So then after I realized those things, and after I understand, oh, this is why, that is what this sounds about, and I was not afraid at all. I was not afraid at all. And at that time, I did meditation well, and I heard some noises and sounds, and I start to listen to them. That's why actually later on, I inviting people to listen to the sound first of all, before trying to jump into the when we do the meditation, before trying to jump into the see the breath, because it is very easy to do, and it is very easiest way. So I start to listen. It was like a so peaceful and so beautiful. Some animals are coming, and some are like sleeping. Maybe someone are snoring. These kind of things I could hear near the cemetery. At that time, I wasn't afraid at all. I overcame that challenges of fear because I face it, not with the fear, but with mindfulness. Early in the morning, I woke up, and there was a huge pond nearby, lake or something, and I washed my face and start working again. So it was like very easy to do actually. Before, I was very afraid about these kind of situations and these kind of places, but after that I realized that fear isn't outside things. It's in inside with me. So I start to practicing mindfulness more and more, and later on I met one of the monk who living in the Tundalarana Sinasana, and he was accept, and he was very amazed with the mindfulness idea, and I stayed with him, and still we are talking, and I still think he is my teacher as well. Okay, so today my topic is how to overcome challenges. All right, so in order to overcome the challenges, basic idea is try to be mindful with the challenge moment. That's it. If you be mindful with the challenges, at that time you will notice what are the reasons behind to be afraid of, and at that time you will understand, or you will realize nothing to fear about, or nothing to be afraid of anything, because the noises are usually living in the world, and and the people are sometimes maybe we see things are also maybe the things in the world. It is not to be afraid of. Okay, so if you also have some kind of challenges in your life, my basic idea is try to practice mindfulness with it. Okay, but in order to do that, maybe like I did, start with one object. Maybe, you know I was afraid with seeing things and hearing things. So if I try to do these two things together, maybe uh, it can be another challenges. But in order to doing that, I was trying to do only one thing at the time. So that was very easy to do for me at that time, because we always are beginners. Okay, when we're practicing the mindfulness in Buddhist philosophy, we always are beginners. We are not masters at all. Even though we are in 90 of age, that doesn't matter. We always have to be the beginner of our journey. So if you have this kind of ideas in your head, in your soul, I could say, you will overcome your challenges much easier than you thought. Yeah, because of your mindfulness. That's why I am saying all the time, the mindfulness is the key to overcome any challenges, any sufferings in our life. Actually, that's not what I am saying. That's what Buddha says in Satipatthana Sutta, four foundation of mindfulness sutta. That's what I wanted to deliver today. Okay, I hope this talk will make your life much easier and easy to control your emotions and challenges in your life. All right, so if you have any comments or any suggestions, please feel free to comment on us. And today I have a couple of bunch of comments. මම සිංහල හාමුදුරුවනේ අපේ හාමුදුරුව සිංහලෙන් දේශනා කරන්නකෝ. I don't know English medium. ඒ හාමුදුරනේ මම බලන්න. That's good. අපිට තේරෙන්නේ නෑනේ හාමුදුරුවනේ ඉංග්ලිෂ් වලින්ම කිව්වහම. පුතේ මේ දේශනාවේ වර්ග දෙකක් තියෙනවා. එකක් 8:00ට පටන් ගන්න එකක්. ඒක මම කියන්නේ සිංහලෙන්. ආද ඒක සිංහලෙන් කියලා මේ අවුරුද්දේ මම පටන් ගත්තා. මගේ මේ අවුරුද්දේ අදිෂ්ඨානයේ හැටියට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඕක කරන්නේ වස් කාලෙදී. මේ අවුරුද්දේ අදිෂ්ඨානය තමයි ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් බණ කියනවා කියන එක. මම ඉංග්‍රීසි ඉගෙන ගත්ත කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. කතාවල් බලලා තමයි ඉංග්‍රීසි ඉගෙන ගන්න පටන් ගත්තේ YouTube එකේ හින්දා. හරිද? ඉතින් අදටත් ඒ කතාවල් බලනවා වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. මම විශේෂයෙන්ම ටෝක් ෂෝ බලන්නේ. මොකද විශේෂයෙන්ම ෆ්‍රෙන්ඩ්ස් වගේ ඒවා. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ බලලා තමයි ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරන්නට මේ හදාගෙන තියෙන්නේ. ඒක හින්දා සමහර වෙලාවට අර ධර්මදේශනාවක් කරනකොට පාවිච්චි කරන්නට ඕන වචන මට එන්නේ නැති වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. නමුත් මම පුළුවන් තරම් උත්සාහ කරනවා මේක තේරෙන විදිහට කියන්න කියලා. ඉතින් මේ අවුරුද්දේ මගේ තියෙන අදිෂ්ඨානය තමයි ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් බණ කියන එක. ඉතින් මම පුතාලට මේ දේශනාව තේරෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි බෑ කියලා නතර වෙන්න එපා. හොඳේ. තේරුණාද? මමත් ඉංග්‍රීසි ඉගෙන ගත්ත කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. අද මේ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කතා කරාට පුළුවන් තරම ඔයගොල්ලොත් වැඩේ පටන් ගන්න. බෑ නෑ කිය ඉන්නේ නැතුව. සිංහල දේශනාව මහන්න ඕන නම් මීට කලින් අද දවසේම ෆයිල් එකක් අප්ලෝඩ් වෙලා ඇති අපේ channel එකේ. ආන් ඒක බලන්නත් ඕන. හොඳයි එහෙනම් ඔයත් සෑම් සුද්ධනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි. I think this is good enough for today, and if you have any suggestion and comments, again feel free to comment on us. Okay, and I hope to see you tomorrow as well, probably 9 to 9:30. Okay, now I could say, and have a good day. Thank you for listening.